Alright, so today we are creating delicious saucy stir fry. I'm using chicken today. You can choose to use chicken, beef, pork or lamb. You have a choice of chicken or beef this week, so if you would like to choose beef, please email me. If you don't email me, I'm assuming you want to have chicken stir fry. What I have done is, that's not in this recipe, is to we're going to serve it with noodles, okay? So we're going to put them in a pot of water, okay? So we're going to pop them in water to boil. Get a saucepan. Okay. In fact, I'm going to start again. Okay, today we are making the delicious and saucy stir fry. We have a choice of chicken or beef for this recipe. So if you want beef, you need to make sure you let me know by email if you would like to choose beef. I'm taking my rings off so that we don't get it into our meal. My hands are washed. First thing we're going to do is put some water onto boil because we need to cook our noodles. So as soon as the water starts boiling, I'll add my noodles for 3 minutes, which is the instructions on the packet. So we're going to slice our chicken. So we're just going to do long strips of chicken. Okay, so we can do a proper stir fry look. So with the chicken, we try and cut with the grain of the meat. We're going to cut strips. And we're going to cut those strips in half, in quarters, and make it into strips. So we're going with the grain of the meat. Makes it a bit easier. Okay, so we're going to get these pieces, we're going to slice them up. Okay. Nice strips. When we're finished with this, we've got 1/4 cup of flour in our bowl, and we're just going to toss it in there. So we're going to throw our meat in. Just toss it in a bit at a time. Toss them around. Take them out and pop them into another bowl. So just get them fully coated in flour. There's a bit of seasoning in there as well with salt and pepper. Just toss it around. Do it in about 3 batches. Turn that. That's my rice that's boiling for my next recipe. Right, so all coated. That aside. Just going to wash my hands. Now they're all covered. Okay, next step. We need to create some chicken stock. So I'm just going to put the chicken aside. Some chicken stock in here. So we need a cup. So we're going to put a stock cube into our jug. And then we are going to pour some boiling water into the jug of our stock cube. So we get to 250 mark. Just give that a mix with a fork. I'm going to give that a quick mix with a fork, squish, let that sit for a few minutes. Okay. Alright, so now that I've finished with my meat, I can take and we're going to deal with our vegetables. So we're going to chop up. So this is going to be our sauce, okay? So in a bowl, we're going to take the remaining flour, okay? So in here we're going to put the flour. We're going to put the soy sauce. So it is a quarter of a cup of soy sauce. Quarter cup, there it is. Quarter cup of soy sauce. Oops, making a mess. Quite a lot of sauce in this. Quarter of a cup of honey. You don't really need to wash out the thing because it's all going into the same place. So when you collect this, you can get your chicken stock cube and go and get your water and then come and get your... Okay, so my water's boiling now. I'm going to put the noodles in. Until they come apart. What else is going in here? We're going to do our ginger and our garlic. So I'm using bottles today. So I need half a tablespoon of crushed ginger and 2 tablespoons of crushed garlic. Half a tablespoon. So half a tablespoon of ginger, 2 tablespoons of garlic. Very saucy, very garlicky meal. Our lid's back on. Okay, and soy sauce. So we've got flour, chicken stock, honey, soy sauce, garlic, ginger, 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, and stir until smooth. So 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, all going into the jug. Just going to give the noodles a bit of a stir, break them up, take that off and let that absorb the rest of the water. Nice. So those are almost done. I'm going to stir this up. Okay, so give it a really, really good stir. All of these things can go in the wash. Get them out of your way. But try and make sure you keep your workstation nice and clean and tidy. I'm going to clean up my soy sauce mess. Alright, so that's our sauce ready to go. I'm also going to cut my veggies up. So, I'm going to chop this up. I'm going to take these woody stalks off my broccolini. This is not the knife I used for the chicken that was there. And I'm just going to take all those woody stalks off. I don't want them. So I'm just going to chop these up. Okay. Take woody too. Okay, so there's those. And when we do our mushrooms, we turn them upside down on their lids and just slice down. Okay, so we need about 300 grams of these, so we need a full packet. Okay. You want to be able to see that it's a mushroom. I always do my onion last because onions are notorious for... Okay, so that's done. That's our 3 minutes. The noodles will continue to cook when they're in our sauce as well, in our wok. Slice up our mushrooms. And once you've got everything chopped up, this is what we used to call mess en place, just being prepared to get it all cooked together. Okay. Almost there. All our veggies cut up. You don't want to cut them too thin each either, or they'll fall apart in your meal. You don't want that. Cutting through the stalk. Put your fingers either side like that, so you're cutting down onto. Right. Just had to answer the door. All right, so just cutting down. Down. I have students turning up in a minute. It's my timer. Move those out of the way. All right, so now just the onion. Now we always leave the roots on our onions so that it's easier to slice. Not as big a deal when we're cutting slices, but definitely when you're dicing. So get that rubbish out of the way. Just going to cut through the top to get rid of these. Get all the brown off. Slice through our onion, reasonably chunky, not too thin. Oops. Okay, got our onion. All right, so that's all of our preparation done. Okay, so we are going to start by heating our wok. It's at temperature already. We're going to put a little bit of olive oil in the bottom. Let that heat up. So we add the meat and then you stir fry. Then you can take the meat out, put another teaspoon of oil, and then cook your vegetables. While we're waiting for that to heat up, I'm going to use my colander to rinse out my noodles. I'm sitting in the pan here. They're over on the sink, so we're just going to wait for that. It won't take very long for that to get hot. And then we're going to start with our meat. All right, so that's nice and hot now. Got a sizzle. When it goes, we're going to add it in a little bit at a time. I'm going to use my spoon to move it around. Just get it all coated. Oops. Get it coated with the oil. Okay. Get it up on high heat. So you're going to cook it most of the way through. You can use your spatula, which is probably a little bit easier to stir with and get under the chicken. I'm throwing bits of chicken at my computer. They're still a bit stuck together. Oops. Thank you. All right, so my chicken's almost there. Just got to get it cooked through. All right, so I'm going to take my chicken out. I have washed this bowl and dried it. I'm going to put it back in the bowl. And now we're having a lockdown drill. So I've taken the meat out and it's in a bowl waiting. Okay, I'm going to heat it again. I'm going to put a little bit more oil in the bottom of it. And we're going to do our veggies. We're going to start with our onion. Okay, start with our onion. Just that around in the oil a bit. Onion is the harder vegetable, which is why we're going to start cooking that first. Okay, get it to be hotter. All right, there we go. It helps if you turn it on at PowerPoint. Okay, turn it off at the PowerPoint. Away. All right, now it's cooking. Right, so we're going to get our broccoli in and our mushrooms. And we're going to stir fry just for 3 or 4 minutes. Just toss it around, get it all coated in the oil, and let them wilt down a little. All right, so I have got my veggies cooked. All stir fried. I'm going to add my sauce now. And stir fry for a few minutes. I'm going to add back in the meat and toss it out. Right, so you just let that simmer away for 2 minutes or until the sauce goes a bit thicker. The whole idea is this is a stir fry, so you keep stirring. Turn the heat down a tiny bit so it can simmer on a slightly lower heat. And lastly, we're going to add the noodles. Separate them out a little bit as you put them in. And toss them around. I'm actually going to get my spaghetti fork. That way I can separate my noodles out a bit. Separate the noodles. Okay. Alright, just let it simmer. We want to cook the chicken all the way through so nobody gets sick. So we're going to let that simmer. I'm going to cover it up. Just enough time to clean up. And I will show you what it looks like. Okay, so here's our final product, saucy stir fry. Serve it up in a bowl, pop a little bit of yummy on top and eat away.